Back in October, the governor went on a full PR campaign to weigh in on the federal budget battle, specifically with how it impacted SNAP benefit recipients. He then declared an emergency over SNAP benefits, joined a lawsuit with other states, put up social media posts specifically targeting some Republican members of Congress about the federal budget impasse. Then on November 1st, the governor posted to X, and I quote, "Today, 2 million Pennsylvanians will not receive the federally funded SNAP benefits they use to feed themselves and their families. Donald Trump and congressional Republicans are more focused on using food assistance as a political bargaining chip than making sure families and children get fed," end quote. However, according to the Philadelphia Inquirer, it was roughly a month before anyone noticed that more than 3.4 million pieces of mail were sitting in trucks not going to Pennsylvania recipients from November 3rd to December 3rd of last year. Those mail pieces included renewal notices for SNAP benefits. And I will admit that the governor had been very timely with his updates criticizing the federal officials, but this massive issue under his purview impacted millions of Pennsylvanians and was not uncovered for a month. Philadelphia Inquirer reported that your agency had 1.7 million pieces of mail impacted by the mail failure from November 3rd to December 3rd. Is that correct?
So, Senator, you raised two very seemingly disparate
All I need
issues.
to know is if your agency had 1.7 million pieces of mail impacted by the mail failure.
What the number was. Well, I'm turning to tell you what the exact number is. I have to point out that both of those things were related to budget impasses, one at the federal level and one at the state level.
Madam Secretary, could you please tell me the number of mail pieces impacted by the mail failure?
1.7 is correct.
So the Inquirer profiled Eliana Chernyakhovsky. She had spina bifida, and they talked about how her 24-hour state-funded care was cut off, as well as her meal provider. Her nurses worked without pay or assurances that they would get paid because of the state's mail failure. 90.5, WESA shared the story of Raymond Zhang. He lost his medical and health insurance and support services, like a job coach that helps him with his job at a senior living center. And the letter from your agency was received on December 12th, dated November 10th, indicated his benefits would be cut off by November 23rd. Now, these are just two examples. During that month, how many people were impacted to the point of temporarily losing their benefits?
So as you know, we did extend appeal deadlines and response deadlines once the mail situation became known. I want to be clear that DHS, when we send out our mail, it is picked up by the vendor at the time. And for us, it's no different than putting a piece of mail into a mailbox. And so from my team's perspective, the mail had been sent. In terms of the Medicaid program, there were 249,000 individuals in Medicaid whose mail was delayed. And again, as soon as we were aware, we manually assessed every one of those cases, took action if possible to do whatever was the appropriate next step in terms of eligibility. And we kept 27,164 individuals open, awaiting for additional information back from them. And all of those steps were done under the federal guidelines for a situation like this.
So how many people were impacted to the point of temporarily losing their benefits?
So in Medicaid, no one should have temporarily lost their benefits because all of those cases were kept open. I am aware of the one article that you cite from the Inquirer. It is my understanding that that may not have actually been related to the mail situation. But I don't have any more specific info than
How many administrative hearings had to be rescheduled because of the failure to get administrative hearing notices to recipients?
We had to reschedule, I believe, 1,300 approximately.
Good. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.